Hi everybody. I know it's been a few months since I've done a video, and I know I never did the Children of the Corn 3 video that I said I was going to do, but I had nothing but massive problems trying to do the review for the movie Children of the Corn 3, so after a while I just decided that the powers that be were telling me they didn't want me to talk about this video, and moved on. I've been away from YouTube for a bit, well, not away, but like away in the sense of doing any videos or anything, because I've gotten more involved in some other projects such as my wood burning, doing lame little things like this, and attempting to work on my writing, which is not really going well, but I gave it a go, and, you know, then just life in general as a thing. But today, decided, coming back, I'm going to get back into the swing of things, need to start putting up videos more often because it's a little ridiculous to do this start and stop thing that I do. So coming back in with a movie review of the 2008 film Let the Right One In, based on the novel by the same name by this guy, whose name I can't pronounce, so I'm holding it up so that you can read it. Yeah. I will admit, I've not read the novel yet. It's currently on hold at my library, and, well, actually it's not on hold at the library, it's awaiting transfer between another area library and my library, and I'll be reading it then. But no, sat down and watched this movie the other day because I see the commercials for that Let Me In, which is the American version of this film. And apparently, in the backstory here, if you want to know, the reason we've gone with the Let Me In title is because when the book was originally released in America, that was the title they released it under because the publishers and stuff felt that the original title was too long. So, yeah. Great logic there, but apparently that's the case, except for now they've released the book under its correct title, but now we're doing the movie under the weird thing, and we've changed the main character's name, but whatever. I'm not the one in charge, so anyway, back to this movie at hand. Watched it the other day. Have to say I was actually really impressed by it. I thought it was really well done, except there are a few major flaws that, well, they're major to me. I guess to other people they might not be as major, but they drove me nuts. Such as the fact that they're not real clear on certain rules regarding the vampire mythology, because it's made abundantly apparent through various parts of the film that they are going with that the vampires have to be invited in rule, but they don't really give any detail as to what this entails. So at one point there's a scene, I'm not gonna explain it because it would, like, in total, because it would destroy things for you, but where Oscar, the main boy, does something that I personally would have thought would be considered an invite, that apparently it's not. Like, it just confuses the heck, because quite frankly, when you see somebody doing this, wouldn't you take it as an invite? Well, so would I. Apparently that's not the case, but they don't really go into any detail as to why that's not the case. So that drives me nuts. That's just me. We don't get a whole lot of background on Ellie or Hawkins. I'll admit it, I don't know how to pronounce the names because they're not English, and I don't, yeah. So I apologize. I'm butchering names. I apologize for that. I'm going to try and avoid actually using any names that I don't know how to pronounce, and I will just, you know, but anyway. But that would, the guy whose name I can't pronounce would be Ellie's companion, or, well, the older gentleman who helps her out. You don't really get any background on him, and he's there, and you see interactions between him and Ellie, but you don't actually get any explanation as to what their relationship is. So that's a little bothersome, because you just kind of go, oh look, it's that guy again. Yeah. Okay. But other than that, it was a really good film. I like the way it's done. Lena Leanderson, I think is her name, the girl who plays Ellie, was really good. I believed her. You know, I would believe she was some 200 some odd year old vampire. And the kid who plays Oscar is, yeah, I can't pronounce his name, so I'm not even going to try, is fabulous. I like the way he can go from being the obviously put upon, very beat up and bullied kid to being himself and doing what he wants to do, and like back and forth again. Because there's a lot of people who they tend to take and they think just because somebody is, you know, like a beat up at school or whatever, they'll be that way at home and stuff. And while to an extent it's true, it's usually, you just kind of, from what I've seen anyway, you kind of wind up with a dual personality thing, where at school they're one person, at home they're kind of like, you know, a bit more themselves. But that's just me. So I like the way he played it. That's all I'm saying. He's really good. I like the storyline. I think it flows smoothly, with the exception of the, you know, the few things they didn't clarify. I absolutely love, this is going to sound weird coming from me because I don't normally compliment these things. I love the lighting in this film. I think it really sets the tone, and it was done very, very well. Like, you know, the shadows and everything. I love the lighting. And, yeah. The one thing I find weird about this film, and you'll catch it, I'm sure, is, admittedly, I was reading the subtitles because I don't speak the language, but I still noticed it, is they dubbed Lena over with a younger person's voice. Or maybe not a younger person's, but a younger sounding person's voice. So sometimes it seems a little weird because you can tell that the voice doesn't necessarily go with the body. I don't know if that makes sense, but if it does, you know. Yeah. Anyway, Per Ragnar, I think that's how it's pronounced. Per, maybe? Yeah. Anyway, he's the man who plays Lena's companion through the entire thing. Fabulous. I believed it. You were bizarrely devoted to a small vampire child, and I totally believed it, so good on you, actor whose name I can't pronounce. So, yeah. But all in all, I would give the movie about 4 stars. I would give it 5, but like I said, there's things in it that bug the heck out of me. But I would give it 4 stars. And I would advise that anybody who is into vampire movies and who, I'm going to say, has a strong stomach when it comes to issues with children, because there are certain aspects, such as Oscar being bullied and everything, that are kind of hard to watch. Like, you know, if you have a soul, I guess. I don't know. But other than that, anyone who's into vampires, if you're into horror, I would recommend it. Yeah. There is one thing I will say. If you watch it, you're going to notice in one of the later scenes a completely random, it seems like, to the way they did it, shot of Ellie's private area, because it's Oscar seeing it. Now, this shot winds up being confusing because they cut all of Ellie's backstory, so my best advice to you would be disregard this shot. That I'm going to say. That's one of those other things that bugs me, and I'm going to just give you the warning there. Because they cut the backstory out so much that there's no explanation for why they felt the need to do that. And I know why they did it, but at the same time, it doesn't work in the story. That's the one thing. It just kind of messes it up. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all I have to say on that. I know this review is incredibly weak, but I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things. I'm going to try and be back next week with a better review of a different movie. And I will talk to you all another time. So, to my friends who have scattered themselves across the country, I hope you're doing well. To any family who may be watching this, hi. Don't know what else to say there. And to everybody out there on the YouTube, I hope you have a wonderful day and carry on.